Okay, imagine this scenario for a second. You wake up tomorrow morning, your alarm goes off, and instead of doing what, we all usually do,
Right, scrolling in bed.
yeah, blindly tapping through 5 different apps while half asleep, checking the weather, ordering coffee, hailing a ride to the office, maybe buying some groceries.
Oh, the morning app marathon. I know it well.
Exactly. But imagine you just bypass all of that, you roll over, look at your device, and just say, organize my day.
Just a single, open-ended command.
That is it. And your phone essentially takes over. It parses your calendar. It orders the coffee from a spot near the office, schedules the car to arrive right when you finish getting dressed.
Wow.
And it even buys the groceries. It just presents it all in one neat little notification. You just tap confirm, and your entire morning logistics are handled. I mean, it sounds like absolute magic, right?
It really does. I mean, it sounds like a sci-fi utopia for anyone who gets severe decision fatigue before 8 in the morning.
Right. But here is the multi-billion-dollar catch that we are unpacking today. When your phone ordered that coffee, why did it choose that specific coffee shop?
Exactly.
Or why did it pick that particular brand of groceries? Are you actually saving time, or are you just quietly letting a tech platform make all your choices and, make a fortune off you in the process?
Yeah, and that tension is exactly what we are seeing unfold in real time. Because this isn't just some hypothetical thought experiment anymore. It is becoming a reality, and it's completely rewriting the rules of digital commerce.
Which brings us to the core of our deep dive today. We're looking at a super fascinating May 2026 report from The Economist. It details how the Chinese internet is aggressively shifting into what they are calling the agentic era.
Right, the agentic era.
Yeah, and our mission today is to understand how these massive AI super apps are fighting to become the ultimate gateway to the internet. And, what actually happens when you outsource your daily decisions to a machine.
We should probably define that term right up front, actually, because agentic AI can sound like, heavy industry jargon.
Yeah, please do.
But the idea is actually really intuitive. So when we say agentic AI, we're talking about an AI that executes tasks on your behalf, rather than just answering a question.
So like a standard chatbot tells you how to do something, but an agentic app just goes out and physically does it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the scale of this is just wild.
Yeah.
It is estimated that over 600 million people in China have already used some form of an agentic app.
600 million, that is insane.
Yeah, it's a massive chunk of the population completely shifting how they interact with the internet.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because to understand why this shift is so revolutionary, we really have to look at how we got here structurally.
Right, the historical evolution.
Right. So era one was the search era. Back in the early 2000s, Baidu gave you a map of blue links, and you drove yourself around the open web.
You did the clicking.
Exactly. Then we got era two, the super app era. Tencent and Alibaba basically built walled cities. You lived inside WeChat or Taobao. But, and this is the key, you still had to make the choices.
That is the crucial distinction. In the super app era, you never had to leave the app to chat or pay.
Right.
But you still had to, walk the digital aisles yourself.
Right.
You scrolled the feeds, you compared prices, you read reviews. The cognitive burden of choosing was still on you.
But era 3, this agentic era, removes that entirely. It is basically the difference between navigating a massive supermarket yourself versus sending a personal shopper who already has your wallet.
Yes, exactly. And the source material has this brilliant anecdote to show this. There is a worker in a Shanghai office who just asks an AI to order a coffee.
Okay.
The AI selects the brew, handles the payment through the integrated system, and arranges the delivery. The user does absolutely nothing but sit there and wait for the coffee.
I love that. But I actually think the reality check right after that in the report is even better.
Oh, the vinegar coffee.
Yes. Because his tech isn't flawless yet. The Economist correspondent actually tried this feature and asked for a, quote, special coffee. And what arrived was literally a rose petal vinegar-flavored coffee.
Yeah, vinegar and coffee. Just not exactly the morning pick-me-up most people want.
Not at all. But it shows why this is so different from a regular chatbot. It didn't just hallucinate text, it hallucinated a real API command for a super weird inventory item.
Exactly. That translation from natural language to executable code is where the friction is right now. It has to understand what you mean, query a live database, format it, and actually pay for it.
It moved real money and made a barista make a real physical drink.
Right. A digital command had a real-world physical consequence.
But think about what that means for the tech giants. If the AI is placing the order, I am not looking at a screen. And if I am not looking at a screen...
They lose their absolute power over your attention.
Right. And this is why these companies are terrified, right? This isn't just about making a slightly smarter bot. It's a massive turf war for the gateway.
It is an existential threat for them. Because for the last decade, the gateway was the app homepage.
Yeah.
They controlled what flashed on your screen. But if you just tell your AI to buy a power bank, you completely bypass the homepage. You bypass the recommendation feeds entirely.
You don't see any digital aisles. So the only thing that matters is being the one result the AI actually picks.
Exactly. And the giants know their old interfaces are becoming obsolete. Take Alibaba. They've integrated their Quen chatbot directly with Taobao, their main shopping app.
Because they have to. The report says their Q1 2026 e-commerce adjusted operating profit dropped by 40%.
Yeah, 40%. That is a brutal drop.
They need a new growth engine fast.
Yeah. And then look at ByteDance. They're integrating their Dubao chatbot into Douyin, their short video app. Think about the power of an AI that watches you linger on a camping video, understands you're interested, and just buys you a tent without you ever leaving the video.
Oh, wow. Seamless discovery to execution. Oh, wait, let me push back here for a second. Aren't these just the exact same monopolies doing the exact same thing? We're still just talking about Alibaba, ByteDance, and Tencent.
It looks like the same players, but the rules are fundamentally different now. Before, power belonged to the merchant who bought the best ad, or the algorithm that kept you scrolling.
Okay.
Now power shifts to whoever owns the final decision-making engine. The AI basically becomes the consumer.
So merchants aren't selling to me anymore, they're selling to my AI.
Precisely. And that makes Tencent the real dark horse here.
Right.
Pony Ma, Tencent's founder, warned about a really messy land grab happening.
Right.
They started a bit slower, but they're playing the long game by putting their new model, Hi 3, into WeChat.
And WeChat is basically the operating system for daily life over there.
Exactly. WeChat has millions of these mini programs, tiny little apps for restaurants, bills, everything. If Tencent's AI can stitch all this together, you just tell WeChat to handle your dentist appointment, and it navigates the specific mini program for you.
It's like a universal remote for the whole service economy.
Exactly.
Okay, so the super apps are fighting to keep control. But here's where the narrative completely shifts. What if the main interface isn't an app at all? What if the AI is just in your device's hardware?
This is the hardware pivot. The real wild cards here are hardware and EV makers.
Yeah.
Companies like Xiaomi and Huawei.
It's like moving the toll booth. In the super app era, the App Store was the toll booth. But if the AI is baked into my phone's base OS or literally built into my steering wheel, I don't even need to take my phone out.
Exactly. The toll booth moves from the App Store to the dashboard. And these companies already have hundreds of millions of users. They're putting their own AI right into their operating systems.
And we've already seen them clash over this, right? The
Yep.
report talks about that crazy experiment in December 2025.
Oh, the ByteDance phone.
Yeah.
ByteDance actually tried to launch an AI preloaded smartphone with ZTE.
They tried to bypass the hardware gatekeepers by just building the hardware.
Right, but it totally failed. They only sold about 30,000 units.
Well,
And part of the reason it collapsed is because Alibaba and Tencent literally blocked the device from using their payment platforms.
that is brutal. They basically said, sure, build a phone, but your users literally can't buy anything.
Yep, total ecosystem warfare.
But wait, you can block a niche phone. You can't just block a car. And auto executives think young people are going to use these AI services mostly by talking to their cars.
Because commute time is captive time.
Exactly. If I'm driving home, I just tell the dashboard, hey, pick up groceries on the route. If Xiaomi owns the car's OS, they own the AI interface for the whole commute.
But then you have to wonder, what if Alibaba or Tencent try that same payment blocking trick on a massive EV maker like Xiaomi?
Right, what if they block WeChat Pay in the car?
The report points out regulators would likely shut that down immediately. Crippling millions of domestic cars would be seen as way too monopolistic. So this is shaping up to be a massive battle over who gets to hear your very first command.
Is it the app, the phone, or the car? That is wild.
It really is.
Okay, so we know who is fighting for the power. But here's where it gets really interesting for you, the listener. Because all this magic convenience has a massive hidden cost.
There is always a cost when you delegate your choices.
Right now, it's all fun and games. Chatbots are mostly free. During the 2026 Lunar New Year, the platforms gave out generous promotions. But running this stuff, all that server space and AI compute, it costs an absolute fortune.
Yeah, the cost per query is way higher than old-school web searches. Which brings us to the monetization problem. Tech giants swear right now that their AI doesn't recommend stuff based on ad spending.
Sure they do.
They claim it's just finding the best result for you, but they are publicly traded companies. Eventually, advertising will have to return to pay for all this compute.
And this is the psychological risk. In the old search era, you searched for shoes, and the top 3 links literally said sponsored next to them.
You had the context. You knew someone paid to be there.
Right. You could be skeptical. But if your daily AI, who uses a friendly, natural tone and knows your whole life, says, hey, I recommend this pair of shoes, they're the absolute best for you.
How do you know if they really are the best? Or if that brand just paid the highest bounty to the platform that morning?
You literally don't. The line between a helpful recommendation and an ad is completely erased.
And that is the ultimate takeaway here.
Yeah.
The convenience of this agentic era costs you your autonomy. Platforms used to fight for your time.
The old attention economy. Keep people scrolling.
Right. But now, they are fighting for your decisions.
The decision economy, just letting a machine execute your life, it's a huge transfer of trust.
It is. And it leaves us with a really provocative question for the broader economy.
Yeah.
If society really embraces this, and an AI only ever executes the #1 recommended option for you.
The single best coffee, the single best flight.
Exactly. What happens to every other business? If you aren't the AI's absolute favorite, do you even exist in this new era?
Wow. A total winner-takes-all scenario on steroids. That is definitely something to mull over the next time you ask your phone to just take care of it. Are you making the choice, or are they? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.